The Ars Goetia, or Ars Goetia, is a book where you can find detailed explanations of how to interact with 72 demons that King Solomon managed to capture. In the book, not only is it explained how to summon them, but it also talks about them, what their qualities are, and what they can do. The instructions on how to summon them are very important, but perhaps it is even more important to know how to handle them and how to make them obey our needs. And for what purpose do we need them? In other words, we can use these 72 demons for our purposes, and in return, they may ask you for a favor after having served you. We've heard about exorcists who expel demons from people, however, only King Solomon was able to contain them. So you have been warned? This is not something we should be playing with. According to the legend, they were trapped and sealed in a bronze barrel and then thrown into the depths of a lake. Sometime later, the Babylonians found the barrel. They thought it contained a great treasure, so without thinking twice, they opened the barrel and released the 72 demons trapped inside. It is said that all of them returned to their respective places, except for Belial, who is said to have remained with the people. The documentarian and these are the 72 demons captured by King Solomon. The operations of ceremonial magic consist of number 1, sight. It's the circle, square, or triangle. The vessels, the lamps, robes, and implements used in the invocation. 2, sound the invocations. 3, smell perfumes and incense. 4, taste the sacraments. 5, touch. To be with the demon. 6, mind. It is the combination of all the above and the reflection on its meaning. Whoever invokes or tries to play with these demons must be very careful, as certain effects may be experienced during the process. From the appearance of the spirit, the conversation with it, possible consequences of recklessness, and so on. Even ecstasy, madness, and death. According to Solomon, we can obtain certain benefits from demons, such as gathering information, destroying our enemies, understanding the voices of nature, obtaining treasures, curing diseases, and so on. The demons that King Solomon captured and sealed were classified according to their hierarchical position. Thus, we can find kings, dukes, princes, marquises, counts, knights, and presidents. However, since trying to name the 72 demons and their characteristics would be somewhat tedious, I have decided to tell only a small part of them. But if you want to know all 72 names, don't worry. In the description, I have left a link to the file where you can learn more about the whole topic. The first demon is the king who rules the east, called Baal. He is invisible, commands 66 legions of infernal spirits, and makes men invisible. He appears in various forms, sometimes as a cat, sometimes as a man, and sometimes in all forms at the same time. His way of speaking is very elegant, and this is the way you must summon him, otherwise he will not appear. Another demon is a duke named Agaris, who rules in the east. And he appears in the form of an old man riding a crocodile, holding a hawk on his fist. Can he teach all the languages or tongues that exist today? He can cause earthquakes and commands 33 infernal legions. The third spirit is a powerful prince named Basago. His main characteristic is to declare things past and to come, to discover or find hidden or lost things. Commands 26 infernal legions. Another one of them is called Gamilin. She is a great marchioness. She appears in the form of a small horse and then in human form speaks with a strange voice, as if it were the voice of a horse. She reveals people's sins and commands 30 infernal legions. In this way, all 72 demons have a name, their own characteristics, and command infernal legions. But special care must be taken with the 4 kings of the cardinal points, Baal, Amemon, Seminir, and Goab. They are the kings of the east, west, north, and south, and should not be summoned except on great occasions. Demons, depending on their nature, can only be trapped at certain hours of the day and depending on the weather. For example, the kings can be contained from 9 to 12 in the day. The dukes can come out from dawn until noon as long as the weather is pleasant. The presidents can be summoned at any time of the day except at twilight. And the accounts can also be caught at any time, but in places where there is no noise caused by humans, for example, a forest. To be able to contain a demon, it's important to create a circle where certain words and the demon's name are placed. This circle is made so that the demon is contained within the circle and we can talk to him. But why did Solomon take on the task of capturing these demons? In the Testament of Solomon, there is a story described in which a boy who works with his father on the construction of a temple is seen by King Solomon. And he notices that the boy is getting thinner every day. Then one day he approaches him and asks, "Don't I love you more than all the craftsmen who work in the temple of God? Don't I give you double wages and a noble provision of food? How is it that every day and every hour you get thinner?" Then the boy answered him, "O king, listen to what has happened with everything your son has. After we are all released from our work in the temple of God, after sunset, when I lie down to rest, one of the evil demons comes and takes half of my pay and the other half of my food. Then he takes my right hand too, sucks my thumb, and here my soul is oppressed and my body gets thinner every day." Then King Solomon, upon hearing this, went to his temple and prayed day and night, asking God to deliver this demon to him and give him authority over it to rebuke it. And so his prayers were heard, and one day the archangel Michael appeared before him, bringing him a small ring with a seal on it that consisted of an engraved stone. And with it, he would have the power to control demons, both female and male, and that he should use them for his benefit and to build Jerusalem with their help. The ring that was given to Shlomo is known as a pentalpha ring. Afterwards, Shlomo went to the boy and gave him the ring, giving him instructions on how to use it. He told him that when the demon returned, he should throw the ring onto its chest and say certain words. Then the boy, after finishing his workday, went home and waited for the demon. When it came to take away his pay, food, and to suck his finger, the boy followed the instructions and threw the ring at its chest. Then he said, "King Solomon is calling you here." And then he ran toward the king. But the demon shouted loudly, saying,
"Son, why have you done this to me? Take the ring off me, and I'll give you the gold of the earth. Just take this off me, and don't let me be taken too.
Solomon. The boy, of course, did not obey the demon and ran to the king. When he reached his throne, he told him what had just happened and said that the demon was at the entrance of the temple. Then Solomon went out to the gates and found the demon trembling. Then Solomon said to him, "Who are you?" And the demon replied, "My name is Orneus." After this, Solomon continued interviewing the demon. He asked him his name, his sign, his forms, and his characteristics. The demon, trapped by the magic of the ring, confessed everything with great fluency. He also told him that he was the descendant of the archangel Uriel, and that he transformed into a woman to seduce men and strangle them. King Solomon rebuked him and said he would assign him to cut the stones recently brought for the temple's construction. But the demon Orneus told him,
I beg you, King Solomon, let me go free, and I will bring them all to you.
The demons. But the will of God in the king was greater. And then Solomon cried out to the heavens for help from the archangel Uriel, and immediately the archangel descended from heaven, and he stood with Solomon and helped him make the demon obey. Afterwards, Orneus went to Beelzebub and did the same thing as the boy with the ring and brought him into the presence of Solomon. And so on, many demons were brought to the king. All of them were captured and put to work for him. They confessed their secrets to him, told him their characteristics. They helped him build the temple, and even 2 of them kept a huge stone floating in the air. Everyone knew that Solomon was a merciful king and that he had power over demons. On one occasion, Solomon received a letter from a town whose peace was being disturbed by a demon. Solomon sent a subject and he captured the evil spirit, King Solomon. Solomon began to gain more fame. However, in the end, Solomon was defeated. His faith was broken by a woman. He himself recounts in his testament how the Spirit of God departed from him after worshipping the god Moloch. How did he become weak and foolish in speech? Finally, in the testament of King Solomon, he tells us, "So I, miserable as I am, followed the advice of this woman. And the glory of God departed from me, and my spirit was darkened, and I became a plaything for idols and demons. That is why I wrote this testament, so that those who possess it may have mercy on him and look after the last things, not the first. So that you may find grace forever, never. Amen." In the end, we are left with a big question. Where did Solomon's ring end up? Would it be possible to recreate one? Maybe we'll never know. Maybe it was hidden somewhere in the temple. Who knows? The only thing that's certain is that we shouldn't mess with these kinds of things, because they could be dangerous and incomprehensible for those of us who don't have all the knowledge and, of course, the Spirit of God. I am El Doc Mentalista, and this was the 72 demons captured by King Solomon.